How's this, huh? It's the middle of summer in Australia, December 14th. It's 12 degrees, I'm in a jacket, and it's freezing cold. The world is insane. Anyways, if I make a video about using your time and not killing it, or filling it and not killing it, that's a better way to put it. So, as of late, I've been feeling very like on edge, kind of anxious, insecure about a lot of things, and I didn't know why. I was just kind of, I'd get home and I'd just be in this like, just need to sit down and unwind all the time. And, the dishes were stacking up, the house wasn't looking too good. Just wasn't getting around to things. Like my discipline fully slipped and I was getting agitated. I was trying to figure out why and I didn't know what was going on. And it wasn't until I realized how much time I was spending on my phone until I kind of put the two together and came to realize that social media has such an enormous play in just your ability to just compute as a human. And I found myself just scrolling through Instagram looking at just things that I like, watching YouTube videos, just messaging people out of boredom, just doing lots of stuff that like is just mundane and completely unproductive. And so I kind of thought about it and just deleted everything, man. just felt the need to like have a complete purge and just completely unplug from everything. Aside from my Facebook group that I run and my Spirit Gang Instagram page. So I got my personal Instagram page, and that's what I'm just like scrolling through all the time, watching people's stories, commenting on them, just looking at my phone, always trying to like get that dopamine fix of seeing that red notification telling me that someone wants to interact with me. And yeah, but then in keeping the Facebook group, because I have a lot of people who don't depend on it, but they really appreciate the content in the group and they let me know about it, and I feel like it would be kind of unfair just to remove that. So yeah, that's one thing. I think that removing yourself from social media is probably the best thing you can possibly do in this day and age. It's pointless having it. Nobody cares about the random shit you do on the weekend and these stories that you upload. It's like we're not meant to live our lives through a phone screen. We're just not meant to. It's so insane when you take a step back, or if you go camping or something, or you go on holiday and you come back and you just see this super unhealthy culture where people are just, they're looking for that validation that they're doing the right thing. But what Instagram and Facebook and all of these social media websites do is they show you what you want to be, but the ideal perfect version of it, so that when you look at yourself and you look at your achievements and where you are in life, it makes you feel so insecure about it. But it also keeps you entertained and chasing what you're after. Now, I don't know, man. I think that just deleting Facebook and deleting Instagram and Snapchat and everything is just, as soon as I did it, I just had like the biggest burden relief just mentally. And then all of a sudden, like, rather than sitting there and going on my phone when I'm not doing anything, I'm constantly thinking about things that I'm doing. And this is where the, feel your time, don't kill your time mentality comes into it. Because all of a sudden, like, I had dishes stacked up. Dishes are done. The kitchen's immaculate. Everything's clean. Like, my room was looking a bit messy. Cleaned all that up. The bins were still down the driveway. Brought them back in. Like, cleaned everything up. And then when everything was like all tight and everything, I started working on pursuits and things that actually mean something to me, like, which is my creativity. Like, restrung all my guitars, got my programs working, and actually started being creative and creating music again, and exercising and doing all these things which I might only do like for a little bit here and there, or when I have spare time on the weekend. Like, I'm getting it fit in after work, in after hours, and I'm enjoying myself. And it's when you're being creative and you're doing these things that that you're designed to do, and that it's somewhat of a purpose to you, your whole energy just changes. Like the chemistry in your body just releases a tension that shouldn't be there, and you just have so much more energy and excitement all of a sudden. I've been sleeping so much better. I've been interested in, I've been reading a lot more. I've been enjoying music and being able to like be present in the moment of the things that I've been wanting to do for so much longer. And this goes like tenfold as well. Like if you're doing unhealthy shit, like coming home and just like smoking weed all the time and getting on drugs and just, or even drinking and just doing all this shit. I remember I had a friend a while back who smoked a lot of weed, and I remember like the moment I kind of figured out just how far from that I wanted to be is, I remember he was like smoking at some point, and I just quizzed him. I was like, why do you do it, man? Because like all this dude did was just play video games, smoke bongs, play video games, watch Netflix. Like he had watched almost everything on Netflix. I couldn't believe how much he had fucking watched on Netflix. And I just said, like, what's the point, man? Like, why do it? And he goes, oh, no, it's just to kill the time. And it's like, kill the time? That's your life we're talking about. Like, you're killing yourself by doing this, by not living the way that you're meant to live. Like, go out and do something, man. Like, you shouldn't be living like this, and we shouldn't be living through this our phone screens and through our computers and through Netflix, and vicariously living through like getting our excitement from watching like serial killer documentaries and all this bullshit. Like, go and do something, man. Like, seriously, rather than just going on a normal walk around the block, take your dog to a nature reserve, go out there, and or like have a picnic, or do just something interesting with your time. Go to the beach, like travel somewhere, just do something that you've never done. Start learning a different language. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many things you can do, but at the end of the day, like, I've always had the belief that, or the understanding that if you're using social media, you should be using it to earn money, or not necessarily earn money, but do something that's going to pay off in the long run. Like, if you're creating art, push that shit. Like, use your social media to push your creations and your artwork, so that in the long run, maybe one day you can live off being a creative artist of some sort, or pushing a brand that you're trying to create, or just anything that has a long-term reward system to it. That's what you should be using it for. Don't sit there and look at the things that you just admire and just like scroll through stuff, and like even who you follow, like follow things that are beneficial to you, so you're constantly learning. Because that's what you want to do. You want to learn, you want to share. That's what you want to be using social media for. You don't want to be using it to kill time and just unwind and do all this shit. Like, if you need to unwind, you probably need to figure out why you're wound up in the first place and do something about that. But that's just it for now. I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Delete your social media, get rid of it. It will make you feel so much better, so much more relieved. You'll get more done. You'll be productive, because rather than sitting there and killing your time, you'll actually have an abundance of time where you'll all of a sudden have this mentality of, man, what can I do right now? Like, what is there to do? What things can I fill my time with that's exciting? Like, you'll go and do that workout. You'll go and learn that instrument. You'll go and cook that meal that you've been wanting to cook. You might work on your car. Like, you'll just be so much more productive and so much more fulfilled. You'll be doing just productive things and goals, and earning a natural dopamine fix from doing productive things with fulfillment, being an actual adult and a human, and actually forming discipline. And as you form discipline, the more and more little things that you put into place add to the bigger picture. It's like working all your different muscle groups will make you into a stronger person. You don't just work on one bit, you work on all the little different bits, and you change things up, because in the long run, it's about the whole picture. It's about becoming a stronger human, just as you want to become more strongly disciplined in order to achieve the goals that you want, and earn more money, and be more creative, and spend more of your time doing what you want, That's the whole goal of this, to become an independent human who's more capable and successful at every venture that they're pursuing in their life. So that's it for this one. All the links are in the bio. Join the, what do you call it? The Way Toward Health Awakening Your Soul group on Facebook. I post in there quite often. Feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. That always helps get it into the algorithm. But yeah, take it easy. I hope you've all been well, and peace out.